Welcome back to Backstage with DJ, and joining me today is one of the best gamblers on the internet. Her name comes from a Megan Thee Stallion song. Welcome to the show, Megan Makin Money.
Well, welcome in. I don't know about one of the best gamblers, but I definitely appreciate the intro. That's
Of
very, very
course.
kind.
Of course. So I know this is your fifth year being at Barstool Sports. How did you end up getting the job there?
I originally so I was a stay-at-home mom for 7 years. Then I went on an insane gambling run back before I was even in content at all. My ex-husband was posting it on Reddit under my wife's picks. I went on 15-0, so I was picking 3 games straight up. And so every week it was like more and more. And then they were like, there's no way this is a woman or your wife making these picks. It's definitely you. So then I posted a video of me making a pick, and then they're like, okay, she's definitely not real. Like, that's not your wife. And then after that, I made a Twitter so people could follow my bets going forward. And I started working for a small company after that, which was Bet US Racing, kind of doing stuff for them. I learned how to cap horses during COVID. Obviously, I had nothing else to bet on. So I taught myself that and got pretty good at it. So that kind of ties in with that Bet US Racing. It had a lot of all the sports, but that was kind of their main focus. Then after that, I started working for FanDuel. Worked for FanDuel for I think 2 years. Was about to re-sign with them and continue my job with them. But just like wasn't I loved working for them, but it wasn't like my full vibe. It wasn't couldn't be my full authentic self. I had to really watch my mouth, things of that nature, which
Yeah.
isn't isn't great for me. So I actually got a message from my good friend Ben Mintz saying, "Hey, don't sign that FanDuel contract. I think Barstool's interested in you." So at the time, I called my agent, and he was like, "Well, I wouldn't put too much stock in Ben Mintz saying that Barstool wants you there unless it's like
Yeah.
a Dave, a Gaz, or an Erica. Like,
Mm.
I would just pump the brakes." Then the very next morning, I get a DM on Instagram, and it was Dave. And he was like, "Are you her?" And I was like, "Who's her?"
Hmm.
And he's like, "Are you Megan making money?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, duh." He's like, "Well, I heard you're not happy at FanDuel." Basically, long story short, I was like, it's not that I'm not happy there, but obviously Barstool is where I would love to end up. It's kind
Hmm.
of my pinnacle,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. And so unlike FanDuel, they said, that it would take two months to kind of work a contract for me to get it to me. And I'm like, well, if you guys want me there, 2 months for a contract kind of sounds insane. And then whenever I talked to Dave, he said, because I was on vacation when we spoke, he's like, whenever you get back on Sunday, I'll have Erica Zoom and you guys can talk. And that same day on Sunday, after Erica, myself, and Gaz had a conversation, I had a contract faxed over to me, and that's how I started with Barstool. It was kind of serendipitous and awesome, and uh, just like everything at Barstool, very fast-paced.
Yeah. I love that. What's it like to reflect on your first 5 years at the company?
It's really interesting because I obviously have grown a lot within myself, confidence-wise, content-wise, and like with the situation that I've just gone through this year with like getting a divorce, stuff like that,
Mm.
like almost refining myself too. It's
Yeah.
really interesting. And it's a lot of fun because, a lot of times people get stagnant within their own content. They don't know,
Yeah.
like what's the next move? What am I going to create? What are people going to like? And now that I have, you know, more freedom to really express myself and really like throw ideas at the wall,
Mm.
it's awesome. And reflecting back at everything, throwing stuff at the wall is what we do here. And if it sticks, that's awesome. And if not, like you just keep on trucking. And I love that about this place
Mm.
because not every idea is going to work. Like
Yeah.
it's an awesome place to fuel your creativity. You're surrounded by people who are hilarious, who are so creative, who are such hardworking individuals. Like every single person I work with, we can take a few away, but I don't want to
A few, just a
give out
few.
any names. People can I'm sure find out who I'm talking about. Still love them, but
Yeah.
maybe they can work a little harder.
A little
Uh,
bit.
yeah, maybe not as many concerts. Anyway, but yeah, it's just really awesome to be surrounded with people that are so like-minded and are so supportive
Mm.
of not only what they're building, but what you're building, and we all work together every day, and sounds kind of silly, but it's like we really are a family here, and
Yeah.
I would give the shirt off my back for any single person that I work with, and I love them all very, very much.
Wow, I love that. I feel like everyone always refers to Barstool as like the pirate ship. I feel like there's so much going on, and it's also just super inspiring for me to hear that. I've been started doing social media about like 2.5 years ago or something like that. I'm in college and like I have no idea what I'm doing right now, and like you said, I've just been like throwing things at the wall and just trying to see what sticks. So hearing you say that, like that's pretty much what you guys do too. Like it makes me
Yeah.
feel pretty good.
And you just gotta keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you don't know what if you could hate a video that you create and think that it does nothing for anyone, it's gonna get no views, no numbers, and then you post it, and then all of a sudden it's this like entire world that you didn't even know that you were going to reach, and people
Yeah.
will love it. And again, like if you don't take the risks, there will be zero rewards.
Exactly, 100%. What was your experience like starting your career at Barstool while still living in Louisiana and then making that transition to Chicago?
So that's one of the best decisions I have ever made was moving my family here. When I was at like living in Louisiana, like of course I love Louisiana. I miss Louisiana. I miss being so close to Baton Rouge. I miss the food. I miss the weather. I miss so much down there, the people. But not being on the pirate ship and being stuck on my own island was not beneficial for me in any sense of the word. Like I couldn't I got to go to New York and visit the office, and while I got to, do content with people through, Zoom, it
Yeah.
wasn't the same. And so moving up here and being in the office every single day and really being able to like vibe with my coworkers and like laugh and have fun and go out and like really be a part of like the pirate ship,
Mm.
it has been leaps and bounds better than what I could have ever expected. And like genuinely, I look forward to coming to work every day versus when I would wake up at home, I would like kind of be panicked, being like, okay, I'm gonna have to get the kids quiet. I'm gonna have to make sure the room's set up. I have to make sure this, that, and the other. Whenever I'm here, I can just rip anything whenever I want with other people in the content. And it's
Yeah.
really awesome.
I love that. I know you also went to college for broadcast journalism and a minor in communications, if I'm correct. Has that helped
Yeah.
you at all?
So I went to college for that, but we didn't stay there very long because,
Mm.
as most people know, I enjoy a good party. I enjoy having a good time. So I wanted to go to LSU, but at the time my family was living on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and my parents were like, "We're not paying out of state tuition for you to go fail out."
Mm.
And I was like, "But I'm not. I would never do that. I would go and I would graduate. I would get the degree."
Yeah.
Turns out they were going to be right 100%,
Mm.
which, whatever. So I went to Mississippi State for one whole semester, hated it there. And I didn't even get to the point where I was doing the classes to actually help me with that. I was just doing all of, your basic your basic classes. So I wouldn't say that it helped me at all, but I think what it shows is that, sorry, I didn't have an extra room to
You're
go in.
good.
This will be good because it'll just show the environment that I'm in all the
Yeah.
time. But it shows me that I am doing what I was meant to do, and regardless of education or training or any of that, this was my lane, and I was going to end up here regardless.
Yeah. I feel like, our paths, they take so many different paths sometimes, and ultimately it's always to get us to where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, 100%,
100%. So I told you before, my introduction to you and really finding out who you were was the last season of Surviving Barstool. And, I know it's been some time since then, but what are some reflections you have from that show? And what's it like going back to work after filming that and having all those crazy experiences with your coworkers on camera?
So, I still have some PTSD coming into the office, living here for 7 days, showering in a shower where everyone is pissing in the shower, having to wear shower shoes, like sleeping in a room with Big Cat, Taylor Lewan, Mincy, Rico. Rico has night terrors. He also snores. Mincy listens to
Mm.
like widespread panic on full blast to fall asleep to. It was so hot in here. Obviously, that's just like the little bit of mental, little tiny bit of mental.
Mm.
And then obviously you have that cast that season. insane because you had every big name that worked at Barstool
Yeah.
or even didn't work at Barstool anymore with like Caleb Presley.
Mm.
And I knew that I was a small fish in a big pond. So I was already a little nervous. And I was if I were to look back, I part of me says I wouldn't change anything because I was genuinely true to who I was or who I am. But I know that I could have played the game a little bit more, a little harder, a little bit more shisty, a little bit dirtier, and I think that would have gotten
Mm.
me the result that I wanted at the end, which was the
Yeah.
$250,000. And it just sucks because I not only did I make it to the end, I won like the three individual challenges. I thought I gave a great speech at the end, but I now feel like it might have been a little bit of a popularity contest
Mm.
just because again, all of the big names, they can help each other, they can help each other's content. They like maybe respect each other a little bit more. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, here I am, giggly, southern pothead Megan, like what is she going to be able
Mm.
to do? And look, I get that. That's totally fine. I understand. However, losing $250,000, especially as a person with kids,
Yeah.
uh, that was a tough one. And I yeah, coming back into the office, especially because we filmed it and we had to sit on the results for months. And I already knew whenever we first casted the vote that I lost. I
Yeah.
knew that I lost. I knew Rhea won, and it was I had to swallow that day. Went home, cried, 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 cried. Of course I cried. You
Yeah.
guys watched the show.
I would have
Um,
too.
and so yeah, once coming back, I had some like real animosity towards this place and some
Mm.
people. But then time heals everything.
Yeah.
Not everything, but heals a lot. So now I understand that I'm grateful that I was able to get to the position that I was, and now I just need to win one of these shows because I've done
Yeah.
three, one, two, three Barstool reality shows, come in second place every time. I'm done with second place. I'm ready. I'm ready to win
Mm.
something.
Yeah. Well, we're ready to see it. Would you ever do it again?
I think yes. Yeah, I definitely would now. I think this year I could not have done it. I don't think I had like the mental toughness to run it
Mm.
back this year. I don't know. With this year's cast, I think maybe I could have. But that I think the previous cast again, like having to yell at my boss and tell him like fuck you, like that's
Mm.
not that's not
Yeah.
something you should be able to do.
Yeah.
But thankfully Dave loves the anger. He loves
He
attention.
does.
He loves
He
those
does.
clips. He loves those moments. So him just yapping in my ear, at the very least, he knew he was going to get a reaction out of me. A lot of
Mm.
people don't have the balls to yell back at Dave.
Yeah.
However, I did it on my very first day in the office whenever I
Mm.
got hired. We did the home run stream for it was for the home run derby. He told me to, make a pick, something I was passionate about. I really
Mm.
wanted the Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor fights when Dustin Poirier won, because again, I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana, Fightville, USA.
Mm.
I knew Dustin was going to be able to take that fight, but Robbie is our guy for fights for UFC. So Dave told me like off limits. So during the stream, I picked Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo gets out in the first round. I have
Mm.
Dan, I have Dave, I have everyone in my ear. They're saying that like the movie Parasite came out this year or that year, and they were saying Mincy brought a parasite that I'm his sister, and I'm just going to, yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And that was
Jeez.
also the time where well, they're not together anymore, but Dave and Sylvana started dating, and
Mm.
so for like an hour they were chirping me, chirping me, chirping me. I took everything in my body not to like cry and be upset because again, my
Yeah.
first day, my first stream, everything, first time in New York. And so not even under my breath, he was like, I'm going to hear about this Dustin Poirier shit, forever. And I go, yeah, I'm going to get it tattooed on my finger, which people at the time didn't know. Dave and Sylvana just had gotten matching tattoos on their finger. So I was
Oh
the one that
man.
said it out
Wow.
loud. But then we went on the Dave Portnoy show the next day and he was like, no, it was a clean hit. It was a clean hit. But that's where it started. And so Dave, from that moment, knew that he could get under my skin enough to where I would
Mm.
have a reaction, regardless if he's
Yeah.
the one that signs my check or not.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I get Dave Portnoy is a different human being for sure,
Yeah, and
but
I'm thankful for that. Very
100%. You
thankful.
gotta respect that. All right. I got a couple fun questions for you. What's your favorite parlay you've ever placed?
Favorite parlay. Honestly, it was probably the one that was about 3 weeks ago on Wake Up Barstool. I've been giving out like 5 leg parlays. It was like plus 1647, I think, so like 16 to
Oh
1.
wow.
And they're all bets that you could basically play straight. Well, yeah, not basically. You could play all of them straight. So if you put all of them in, you would have hit 5 single bets, and then it also hit the parlay. So I was
Mm,
able to turn like $60 into like 800. So that was
heck yeah.
and again, like people love to be like, oh, let's fade her, let's fade her. So being able to
Mm,
go on national television, give out a 5 leg parlay that was 16 to 1 and then hit it,
yeah.
literally can't fuck with you after that for a little while.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You're right. What is your favorite Barstool memory so far?
Hmm. My favorite Barstool memory, I think I have a couple, I guess, but like kind of the same vein. I love the first season of that I got to do of Barstool's Most Dangerous Game Show. The entire cast was like some of my favorite people. Like
Mm,
Spider, I would put up as my top three people that I like. If I could, like forever, I would like have Spider in my corner. I love him
mm.
so much. It was like Spider. It was Francis. I love Francis. It was Pat. I love Pat. It was Grace. I love Grace. It was Jackie. I love Jackie. It was Dana. I love Dana. Like all of these people,
Yeah.
great vibes, so much fun. And so we had to go for our first challenge skydiving. Never had been
Oh
skydiving.
man.
We walk into the room, it's in Colorado, and of course Francis in his little Harvard,
Mm,
bougie
yep.
way walks up to the counter and he goes, "Is there any chance you guys can check for a Francis Ellis? I believe I've been here before."
Oh my
Turns out,
God.
yeah, he's been skydiving there before. Then Dana, we all have to get on this humongous scale because you got to be 200 pounds or less to skydive.
Mm.
Dana gets axed immediately, can't skydive, too fat. And then we're all up in this tiny little plane and we're all sky. It was such a experience all together and I was so grateful to do it. And like at the time, I was not even scared to jump out of a plane. That was the first challenge. I wasn't going to get eliminated on the challenge
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and then I also love like any time that we have like a big production, like when we do like Camp Barstool, end of the
Mm.
nights, we make a big fire. We're all out there, no phones, no content, lots of beers, lots of music, just vibes.
Yeah.
And being around these people with their phones down is like the most fun thing ever.
It's probably something you're not used to getting to
No, it's
do.
because like
Yeah.
everyone is so used to kind of being a little not buttoned up, but like a little careful
Yeah.
what they say, what they do, But those nights, it's like everyone gets to like relax and
Mm.
breathe and just
No,
vibe, and
no
it's so
cameras
much
on you
fun.
or anything like that.
No,
Yeah,
it's
for
so
sure.
much fun.
What is your favorite song to get hyped, and what is your favorite song to relax to?
So that's a crazy question because I am very much it depends on my mood type person. So like my
Mm.
favorite anything, whether it be movies, food, songs, it depends on the mood. So it's like if I want to get hype, I'm probably listening to like if I'm in Louisiana, I'm listening to Boosie. If I'm like, or I'll listen to like some Boosie or some Gucci or some Dolph. Dolph will probably be up there for me.
Mm.
Some Key Glock. Like I need like hard hitting. Like I want to feel like I'm selling drugs.
Mm.
Relax. It's a great question. Relax. Let me think. I don't know if I have like a relaxed. There's not a really like a relaxed vibe about me is the
Mm.
problem.
Yeah, I get
Like
that.
maybe like I would say like the closest thing I can get to relax is maybe depressed, and then I would just throw on the Take Care album. So
Okay.
maybe
Yeah,
that's an
yeah,
answer for
yeah.
you.
All right. I like it. I like it. What is an NFL team that you think will be really good during the 2026-27 season that no one is talking about?
It's another great question because right now I'm not locked into football. Right now I'm
Mm.
knee deep in baseball. We're not
Yeah.
even halfway through the dog days of summer.
Yeah.
But let me think. I mean, I don't want to say no one's talking about them. I don't think they're going to be like great by any means, but I'm really excited to see what the Raiders can do this year with
Mm.
Mendoza,
Yeah.
behind. But it's like, I don't know. I'm excited because the Raiders were just dog shit last
Yeah.
year. So they have to be able to take a step up.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Jet fan. We just took Geno back, so I'm not very happy about
Yeah,
that.
have a friend that's a Jets fan, and he's been telling me that it's just we got to just have that. We have to win. The Knicks need to win tonight. That's
Yes,
what I've gathered.
100%.
That's what I've
100%.
gathered.
Me too. Uh, for a final question, what is your advice to anyone looking to get into social media?
My advice is just unless you want to work for like a news outlet or somewhere that, is going to background check the shit out of you, just be your genuine, authentic self. Don't be afraid to post tons of content. Don't be afraid of the comments. Most of the time, the comments are just people that are jealous or just like they hate themselves or they hate their jobs or they hate their lives. Like you just have to continue to keep pushing because there's going to be people out there that are going to enjoy your content, that are going to enjoy who you are to your genuine core. And a lot of people can tell when people aren't being genuine, and that's why
Yeah.
videos and some people's stuff just doesn't do well.
Hmm.
Like I say wrong words, I mispronounce things, I fuck up all the time, and at this point I feel like it's so genuine to who I am, especially on camera, that if I were to correct that at this point, people would know that I'm just like full of shit.
Yeah.
So my best advice is just genuinely keep posting, ignore the haters, and don't worry about it. Just be yourself and keep pushing. I know that sounds pretty simple, but like if I didn't just continue to put out my bets and continue, like even during the stretches where I was losing and people were, I mean, I had an account that was Megan Losing Money that had like 5K followers. That was just the biggest troll account ever. And I had to push
Jeez.
through that they were commenting every single day, my record, my wins or losses, this and that.
Yeah.
And it was just the most annoying thing ever. But you
Yeah.
keep pushing because guess
Yeah.
what? Eventually you're gonna win. You're gonna
Exactly.
continue to win. So they can suck it.
Hey, I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Megan, for coming on the show. Hopefully, maybe some point I can get out to Chicago and get a tour of the office, maybe if that's
Yeah, of
okay.
course.
Now's the time you can plug your social media and anything else you want the people to know.
Yeah, for sure. So Twitter, it's Megan Makin Money. There's no G because there's only 11 caricatures that you could use. But at this point, I'm glad I didn't get to use the G because it's just me. I'm the G.
I love it.
And then for Instagram, it is Megan.Makin.Money because there was someone else with an account of Megan Makin Money. Tried to buy it, they wouldn't let me. Um, then those are really my only like two biggest socials. My TikTok's gone. I need to remake that as far as like content goes. So it's right now
Mm.
it's just like from my personal like giggle fest. Yeah, and that's really those are just Twitter and Instagram are really the only two that I should plug right now.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll see you guys next time.